Welcome back everyone to Heroes and Villains HQ. I have another exciting LEGO Star Wars video for you today. We're going to be taking a look at the rumor list for 2026. I know, super early. However, we have a list of 8 sets that are on the rumor mill currently with some minifigures attached and some potential prices. So we're going to go through those and take a look at kind of what's next, speculate as to what these sets are going to be and what they're going to look like. However, again, these are purely rumors, so please take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's always fun to speculate and come up with your own ideas, so definitely share those thoughts in the comments down below. However, again, these are purely rumors, but let's jump in and take a look at what might be coming in 2026 for LEGO Star Wars. Okay, I'm going to structure this video going from what I think is the least exciting rumor to the most exciting rumor. And to start off with the list, there is a rumor that we will be getting yet another buildable Grogu. Now, this does make sense. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie does release next May. Star Wars is back to the big screen. However, we just got a brand new buildable Grogu and Pram in January of this year, so I'm not sure why they'd be releasing another one. However, like I said, it would make sense. At this point, I have no idea what this one might look like. They obviously downscales the size of Grogu in the last one so they could fit him in the pram. Maybe they'll do something different. Maybe Grogu has a new look for the new movie. I don't know. But there is a rumor that we will be getting yet another Grogu. Next on the list, we will see the bust, mini bust line come over to LEGO Star Wars. This summer, we're seeing the release of the Iron Man and Iron Spider mini busts for the Marvel line, and we do expect to see the mini busts make their way over to LEGO Star Wars with a Darth Vader bust. This is probably going to be around the $60 price point that we see for the Iron Man and Iron Spider busts. I would assume that it would include a Darth Vader minifigure, but I would expect it to be similar to what these two busts look like, a downscaled head to match the shoulders and chest. I think this could be cool for the Star Wars line. I mean, I really enjoy the helmets. I don't have any currently, but I did have a few a couple of years ago, and they're really cool sets. And the helmets make sense for Star Wars. I'm not sure the busts are going to translate as well, but we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, the rumor is that we're getting Darth Vader, so we'll have to wait and see what this one looks like and see if they can work out the kinks that the Marvel busts currently have, because I'll tell you, they don't look great. Next on the rumor list, and this one kind of came out of left field. Everybody is pretty surprised about this set, but we will potentially be getting a Cobb Vanth versus Cad Bane duel set. It is rumored to include 3 minifigures. I would assume that it's going to be Cobb Vanth, Cad Bane, and then Deputy Scott, which is Cobb Vanth's right-hand man for Mos Pelgo, also known as Freetown. So this one's going to be interesting. It's rumored to be around $50-ish, but I'm sure the piece count's going to come in at about $300 and be pretty lackluster. I would fare to bet it's going to be pretty similar to the Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan Kenobi set we saw in 2022. So minifigures could be really cool, but don't get your hopes up too big for this build. I expect it to be lackluster. All right, next up, again, a really interesting rumor, but it kind of makes sense. There will be yet another clone battle pack. This is going to be the Siege of Mandalore battle pack, including 2 332nd clone troopers and then 2 Mandalorian super commandos. So really exciting to get the super commandos back into LEGO Star Wars. We haven't seen them since 2013. I would assume that the price point for this is going to be $22.99, similar to the Death Trooper Battle Pack we saw this June. The biggest question that everybody's got to ask is, will the Gar Saxon helmet make a return or something similar so that these Mandalorian Super Commandos can have the horned helmets? Also, will they do anything for Rook Cast? Will she potentially be included or something similar to Rook Cast? This one's fun to speculate with, but there's going to be another battle pack. They'll live on, and the clone troopers will be back. So exciting stuff. Another prequel set is on the rumor list that everybody thought was going to come out this year for the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, but it'll come out next year, and that is a Midi-scale Venator. So this one's really exciting. I personally love the Midi-scale line. I think it's awesome. I wish they'd include a minifigure with the sets, but you know, it is what it is. I would assume that this one's probably going to come in around the $80 mark, similar to the Home One Star Cruiser, and it's probably going to be a little bit bigger than the Acclimator that we saw this year. But this is really exciting to finally get the Venator in the Midi-scale line now. For those who may have the UCS version, you may not end up getting this one, may not be quite as excited about it, but it is a really cool set for those who don't want to spend the $650 to get the UCS version. So glad to see it in the line. Okay, we're down to the final 3 rumors for this list, and the next 2 are rumored to be from the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. The first one is a brand new play-scale Razor Crest. Now, we did see the Razor Crest make a return in the leaked trailer for the Mandalorian, piloted by Zeb with Mando and Grogu in the cockpit with him. Unsure as to the piece count or the price or the minifigure list. However, to match it up to the first play scale Razor Crest, which had 5 figures and was $130, I would assume that this set's probably going to come in at the $140 to $150 price range, and also include about 5 minifigures. Just to speculate as to what 5 minifigures are going to be included, I think we're going to see Mando, Grogu, I think we're going to see Zeb in this set, as well as Sigourney Weaver's character, and then we may see a Carson Teva or a Delphi Squadron pilot, something similar. That's what I would expect to see from this set. The second Mandalorian and Grogu movie set that is rumored is a brand new playscale AT-AT. Now, I'm going to call it right now because the AT-AT we saw in the trailer was actually the precursor AT-AT that we see in Star Wars Rebels. It's not the one we see from Empire Strikes Back. So I would assume that for the first time, LEGO is going to create that Rebels style AT-AT, which is super, super exciting. I would expect this one to be the $160 to $180 range, and the most expensive set to come out for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Additionally, I would expect this set to have a pretty similar minifigure lineup to the last AT-AT that was released. I would assume that it's going to come with Mando and Grogu, as well as potentially a small AT-RT build, because we did see them ride an AT-RT when attacking the AT-ATs in the trailer. However, the rest of the characters, I would assume we would see 2 snowtroopers, 2 AT-AT pilots, as well as 1 Imperial officer. Really excited to see both of these really awesome ships from the Star Wars universe come back into the playset scale. So these are all potentially releasing next year. Again, rumors. We're not sure if they're true or not, but this is what we have so far. Now, the last rumor is something I'm kind of cobbling together and speculating on. We do know that dioramas will be making a return in 2026, which is awesome. We also know from the previously leaked but debunked UCS Death Star minifigure list that we will be seeing the figures of Chancellor Palpatine, Maz Amida, as well as Sly Moore be released next year. With those 2 things in mind, I believe we will be getting a Senate Chamber diorama, including those 3 minifigures, probably around $80 to $100. This is going to be an 18+ set, and I think this is going to be one of the coolest and best-selling sets of 2026. So that's my, like I said, cobbled together speculation, but we do know dioramas are coming back, and we will see Palpatine, Amida, and Sly Moore released next year. So I think it only makes sense that the dioramas will be coming back with a Senate Chamber diorama. Those are the 8 LEGO Star Wars sets currently rumored to be releasing in 2026. Now, I am going to flash on the screen real quick. There are 11 set numbers and 11 prices attached to those set numbers that are confirmed to be releasing in the first half of 2026. I'm sure there's some overlap between the 8 sets I've spoken about during this video and these 11 set numbers. So again, take everything with a grain of salt here. They are just rumors. Some of this could turn out to be false, which would stink because this is a pretty good list. But as I learn more and as more rumors and leaks come out, I'm going to share them on my channel here. So if this is something you're interested in or just love LEGO Star Wars, definitely subscribe to my channel down below and stay tuned for more. But with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope to see you around my channel. Comment down below what you're most excited for and what your predictions and speculations are. But with all that said, I will catch you in the next one. Thanks.